What's up, everybody? Welcome to Talk It Out podcast. This is your girl Gabby. I'm flying solo today, but we gonna keep it going. Today I want to talk about why landlords are evil. They're from the devil, and they need to be abolished. Make sure you hit us up on our social media accounts at Talk It Out podcast on Instagram, at Talk It Out underscore pod on Twitter, and you can hit me up at Gabbeats Music on all social media profiles and KT at KT underscore does art on all social media profiles. So, boom, here we go. I saw an analogy on Twitter that was A1 100%. It was talking about how, people were kind of mad at the PS5 folks that were buying up the PS5s and then selling them for like double the original price. And they said this is literally what landlords do. And it's true. Majority of landlords in America are humongous corporations who literally buy out blocks of neighborhoods, houses, apartments, duplexes, all that, and then rents them out for way more than what you would have had to pay in a doggone mortgage. Um, and I think it's criminal. I think it's 100% criminal because why? Just like with concert tickets, just like with the PS5, it's creating an artificial shortage and punishing you for not getting ahead of the game. And it's obviously more serious than a doggone Beyonce ticket or a PS5 because you either have housing or you don't. We need housing. Housing should be a human right. Nobody who wants to have a house, who wants to be sheltered, should be outside in the cold. So they're banking on that. They're banking on the housing shortages in these big cities, even in the smaller countries or smaller country towns. And they know that we need housing, so they can charge you these astronomical rates. And according to the statistics, most people are paying 40% to 60% of their checks on rent alone. And if you're paying that much on rent, do you even have time to go to enjoy the house? You at work. You're at work paying for the rent to just be able to come in and lay your head every couple of hours and then go back outside. I think it's criminal. So even I see people on Twitter, they're talking about, ooh, make passive income, make passive income. Everybody's on this passive income tip, which is just, there'll be something for another episode. But for sure, they're like, make passive income. Don't buy that Bentley now. Don't buy that six-figure house. All you have to do is buy up some property and rent it out and let those people pay for your six-figure house mortgage. And they think they're doing something. I mean, people just getting on it like it's just the newest thing ever, but they're really exposing what it is a landlord is, which is literally a leech. A landlord is just a person who was rich enough to buy up some property and then make you pay for it, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? They, majority of them, not all, because we'll get to that. Majority of them, you living there is their only source of income. They do not have jobs. They literally just sit there and collect a check. And I don't think that's right. Because think of the people that are living in these houses. We got folks that's over there at some of these apartments, especially the lower rent apartments. The apartments are run down. The apartments look like third world countries. The apartments look like somebody then bombed the place. The toilets don't work. The water come out brown. There's crime everywhere. There's trash everywhere. But what is my incentive to clean up the houses? To clean up the apartments, to upkeep it. If this is just a this is just a meal ticket. These are just literally little ants paying for my $1 million house. Landlord should not exist. But what about the ethical ones? What about you that say, well, I'm not going to do that. I am going to rent out my house or rent out a house that I bought to a family. I'm going to make sure everything is kept well. I'm going to make sure the rent is not too high. I'm going to do all of that. Why are you buying a house that they could have just, why are you renting out a house that they could have just bought themselves? Like, we have to think about that. Buying houses up and renting them. You're literally taking houses from people and then forcing them to pay the rent. I mean, it's not. You gonna have to give me an example of how it's ethical. Unless you're renting out a house and like literally just charging the people $50 a month, I'm gonna say to any alternatives. There's just no way. There's no reason to have to do that. And I understand it's about making money, but isn't it crazy? I mean, it gets back to capitalism. The only way you can make money, the only way you can get ahead, the only way you can maybe make it out of your tax bracket is by exploiting somebody else. And that's the whole thing. That is the whole thing. Passive income means somebody else with lesser money is being exploited and doing all your work so that you can sit back and collect the money. Is that ethical? I don't know. I just say not. So if you don't agree, just debate me. I mean, come on in the comments, come on, hit me up on the Instagram and stuff like that, and we'll see. But for the people that are living and renting now, it's like, what can we do? My landlord refuses to fix the heat. It's freezing outside. What can you do? Well, this is all about building power. This is all about organizing. I have a couple ideas. Maybe you can go off of this and kind of come up with your own thing. But I think there are ways to create solidarity within neighbors. I mean, obviously, you don't come out the jump throwing out the the propaganda and the zines and stuff like that. But you create friends. You create, not friends, acquaintances. You see them at the laundromat. You see them parking out the car. You help somebody get a boost off, and you start conversations. Maybe like, hey, man, these landlords kind of tripping lately. I ain't had my heat fixed and it's been 2 months. What about you? And they be like, yeah, I had so and so, so and so. And you like, yeah, really? Yeah, we got to do something about that. And then you go on about your business. And then as time goes on, you continue having these conversations with more and more people until you develop a sense of community, so that by the time you're ready to come up with some paperwork and some petitions to send to your landlord, they'll be down. They trust you. You can't just come out the jump, which somebody I know tried to do back in the day, tried to do a neighborhood watch program. Them folks didn't know her from Joe Blow, coming out there talking all proper, saying, do y'all want to join my neighborhood watch? That's not going to happen. You create the community, you start talking to people, and you say, hey, this is not right. We pay our rent on time. If we don't pay our rent on time, y'all penalize us. If we don't pay our rent on time for long enough, y'all evict us. We demand, and we should have prompt services. That's what we're paying for. If something's broke, it needs to be fixed promptly. You get enough people together, you organize, you go over there to the landlord, and you make your demands met. If not, you go and you threat to go to whoever it is you need to go, the Better Business Bureau, whoever. That's one way. A lot of people are getting evicted now, which again goes to the point that you can't be an ethical landlord because people are literally dying. There's COVID, it's freezing. Why would you evict somebody right now? But people are getting evicted. Maybe once you've developed a community or whatever, you gather around some of your neighborly friends or whatever. Y'all do something so that y'all can collect a couple dollars up so that that person can stay in their apartment a little bit longer. But also, you do another petition. You write another letter. You get enough people involved to petition for that tenant to be able to stay at least for the winter months. And there's always things you can do, but really, when it comes to stuff like that, you're really fighting against a big monster, because if they want to evict you, they gonna be able to evict you. They got the police on their side, they got the government on their side, which is why I think overall politically, landlords, especially these big corporate entities that are buying properties, should not exist. But you know what? Both sides, the Democrats and the Republicans, do not think that way. They're capitalists. Even your progressive people are not going to get on TV and say, "Yeah, we should get rid of all landlords." Because they think that you should be exploited because of this lack of housing. And I don't think that's right. So those are just some little musings about why I think landlords shouldn't exist. You let me know. I know this is gonna get some flack. I know some people disagree, but that's what it's all about. It's all about talking it out. So let me know what you think. Do you think landlords are evil? Do you think there are some good landlords? Are you a landlord? Do you want to come on the show and talk about why you're a good landlord? Let's make it happen. Make sure you hit us up on all of our social media platforms. Instagram at Talk It Out Podcast, Twitter at Talk It Out _pod. And you can hit both of us up, KT and Gabby at KT does art and Gabby at Gabbeats music. Thank you again, guys. You've been great. Yeah, that's it.